welcome to our quick review of the 2024 Hyundai Ioniq 6 base model rear-wheel drive that is competing with Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive and a few other full electric sedans. We've previously reviewed the all-wheel drive version of it, so now we would just want to present to you what you can get for 55 grand. That's what it's starting at right now, same price as Ioniq 5. This particular one has the 18-inch wheels, and right now it's driving on winter tires, which is going to affect the results of our testing. We'll tell you in a moment what we were able to test. So we won't go into too much detail because you can view our all-wheel drive version video with 300 horses. This one has just over 200 horsepower and it is rear-wheel drive. It's powerful enough, 6 seconds acceleration versus the 5 seconds for the all-wheel drive version. Trust me, it's powerful enough. You have these nice orange daytime running lights, and you have the dual LEDs here in the front. The inside one is actually also a high beam, and so these are the standard 18-inch wheels, which will provide you with the longest possible range, except when you have the winter tires. The interior we've shown you before. I just want to show you again the incredible back space seats. So no sunroof here in the base version. You have to go up to higher versions. So for 55 grand you don't get the glass roof, which you do get in a Tesla Model 3, especially now with the Highland, but the Highland prices have gone up, so this is quite a competitive price. And what you'll see in a moment is the incredible electric range. We'll tell you all about it in a moment, so we just want to show you briefly the we have to open up the car and show you the rear seat space. I mean, it's way bigger than the Tesla Model 3, so that's where the Ioniq 6 wins, is on their rear seat space. Quite impressive, amazing. Headroom, not so much because of the shape of the car, but the leg room is incredible. We'll quickly show you the trunk space. You have the wing in the back, these amazing LEDs stretching the full width, the unibrow here in the back, plus a very large LEDs for the brake lights. So when you brake at night, the whole row of LEDs is lighting up, which is quite impressive. No foot swipe on this, but it is a power lift gate. Quite a large trunk, just not a very large opening, just like with most sedans. So quite a bit of space here, as you can see, and when you lift it up you have more space underneath for cables and such. All right, so that's about it. Let's take you for a spin and give you our impressions and test results regarding the consumption and the corresponding electric range. Okay, so here we are inside the 2024 Hyundai Ioniq 6 rear-wheel drive version, starting at 55 grand plus options. We just wanted to mention we're not going to go over the options because you've seen our previous video of Ioniq 5, which is identical dashboard setup. Ioniq 6, we have already reviewed the all-wheel drive version, more powerful, quicker, etc. This just over 200 horsepower version is quick enough, trust me. You have all the same options available to you. And so what you don't get is the sunroof. You still get the highway drive assist with auto steer and adaptive cruise. You have the wireless phone charger. You still have to use the wire for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. All the rest of it is the same as the all-wheel drive version, so we won't spend time going over it. The amazing thing about this one is that this is the longest range, one of the longest range electric vehicles in our market, even longer range than the Tesla Model 3. Now with the Highland we haven't tested it yet, but it's definitely longer range than the original Model 3 because it's offering up to 580 kilometers rated range. We'll tell you in a moment what we were able to attain in our hypermile and also in town side road hypermile exercise and highway exercise. Right now you probably can see it, but we've driven 26 kilometers in the city with an average consumption of 11.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Amazing consumption. So we'll tell you about the other tests shortly. We will not bother fast charging it. It is one of the fastest charging electric cars out there, up to 270 kilowatts at a 350 kilowatt minimum station. It's an 800 volt system. So 10 to 80% should not take more than 18 minutes. That's in ideal conditions, of course. And you do now, you have the capacity to precondition your battery through options on the menu, or by selecting the fast charging station as your destination in the in-car navigation. You don't have the multifunction screen here, which alternates between climate and entertainment. So this is strictly climate screen right now. You still have heated seats and you have heated steering wheel, but in order to activate it, you have to go through the climate menus here. We still like, of course, the physical buttons here. The start top button is here, and your gear shifter here, which may interfere with some people's long legs. I'm fine with that. Okay, yeah, so let's take you for a ride, drive. Here we go. And let's tell you about our test results and our impressions. So as usual, we are shooting from the lakeshore location today, which is nice and sunny day, plus 12 degrees, but it is brisk winds from the north, so it's a little coolish. We decided to shoot again just by myself on my phone, because Junior is busy taking care of the backlog of videos that he's editing. So we're changing to this format until we work through the backlog of edited videos. We're gonna post raw footage from my phone, so apologies, no 4K here to those, but we will be posting lots of videos in full 4K from a regular DSLR, but for the sake of expediency, we want to just you know, quickly upload them as quickly as possible. So in order to get the iPedal, as with your all Hyundais and Kias, double tap on the left shift pedal and you have your iPedal, which means one pedal driving, it comes to a full stop the moment you take your foot off the accelerator. So right now you have the mode button is here as usual on the steering wheel. So you have the sport, eco, and normal. So we're gonna do sport just for the heck of it. It's fast enough in that mode, but in order to get the maximum, it affects your range. So in sport we're at 96%, 530 in sport. We have 563 in eco and 547 in normal. So we're getting close to that rated range of 581 kilometers according to Transport Canada, and that's even after driving on the highway the other day. So yes, let's tell you about our results. Again, we haven't fast charged this car. We're gonna discontinue the fast charging testing because the speed provided by the various networks is so inconsistent. You never know if it's the car that's charging below normal, or whether it's the unit that's not providing the full power. So that's always an issue. So we won't bother. That's one reason. The second reason is a lot of them are broken. The third reason is that the prices have increased exponentially. For example, on Electrify Canada, even though we have the free charging now, 1400 kilowatt hours free for e-tron, that we can only use on e-tron now because they changed the system. So Electrify Canada, for example, charges 70 cents per kilowatt hour in Barrie, 60 cents here in Toronto at their two stations in Scarborough and Milton. But in Barrie, it's 70 cents per kilowatt hour, and most of the other out-of-town stations are at 70 cents, which is basically at the speeds we're charging most of our electric cars. That's triple price that you know, so it doesn't make sense for us to continue that testing anymore. We're just charging it at home and at office, and yeah, we'll forego of the you know, fast charging sessions. We'll just report back on our free charging on our brand new 2024 Audi Q4 e-tron 50, because we have the free charging with Electrify Canada. We've had some issues activating the charger. We used to get our free chargers on the old e-tron using the Electrify Canada app. Now we have to do it using the Audi phone app, and it hasn't worked for us yet. We set up a ticket with Audi Canada. We talked to Electrify Canada, who transferred us to Audi Canada. We set up a ticket, and they're supposed to call us back. They haven't called us back yet, but we hope that they will resolve this issue fairly quickly, so we can get our 1,400 kilowatt hours worth of free charging. So we'll report back on that. So back to the results on this Hyundai Ioniq 6 rear-wheel drive. We got on the hypermile test, so we started in reverse. We started with a hypermile test. Temperature was between 10 and 5 degrees. We used Highway 27. We actually drove from Toronto to Collingwood and then on to Midland as usual, using the side roads there. And so the consumption that we got, it was a bit of a rain, again temperature between 5 and 10 degrees. It was in the evening, it was dark, so the temperature was dropping quickly. The average consumption that we got was just around 16 kilowatt hours per 100. Sorry, that was 13 and a half kilowatt hours per 100. We posted all the results. You can look at the pictures on our Facebook page. So 13 and a half for the hypermile, and then going back on the highway, we got a result of 16 and a half. So that was using the highway 400 on the way back. Again, it's not all highway. It was a mix, as we usually with us, with total distance of 150 kilometers, of which more than half, let's say 80 kilometers of that is on the highway, the rest is side roads, and we got a consumption of 16 and a half. When we were driving on the highway, we looked at the consumption, the instantaneous consumption, doing the middle to left lane speed following traffic was around 18. What that means, now keep in mind that these are winter tires again, so you get better results when you switch to all seasons, and these are 18-inch wheels, which are the smallest wheels, which will give you the longest range. So if you translate it into the range based on the 77 kilowatt hour net size of the battery, you will get about based on those about 550 kilometers using the hypermile method without climate, and you will get 550, and then you will get about 450 on the highway, maximum range around 450 kilometers doing the normal traffic speeds on the 400 series highways, and that's with the climate. Now, so if you're hypermiling, you can cheat by using the steering heat and the seat heaters, which use way less power than the climate system. But anyways, 450 to 550 in rather coolish temperatures, kind of spring. We're not even in spring, technically we're still in the winter. We're shooting this video in early March, so it's still winter, but we've had a very mild winter of 2024, and so the 5 to 10 degree temperatures, again winter tires, 450 to 550 would translate in the summer in ideal conditions to between 500 and 600 kilometers on using hypermile or highway, based on the consumption and the battery size. So that's an excellent result. Again, better than the original Model 3. We will be testing the new Highland or facelifted Model 3, which has lots of improvements everywhere. We're gonna turn on the auto steer here and the speedometer here. Somebody's behind us, of course, so let's turn it on. Here we go. Now we're on. Okay, so let's set it at the speed limit. Yes, auto steer is working even in the city, by the way, but you have to keep your hands on the steering wheel, otherwise it will remind you. So it's not a hands-free system, especially in the city, and also it's not ideal in tight turns. All the Hyundai Kia systems, the auto steer systems, you have to really watch, because they don't always follow the sharp turns, so you have to really watch it. So yeah, excellent consumption, excellent range. 55 grand starting price, which is the same as the rear-wheel drive Ioniq 5. So whether you prefer a sedan style or crossovers, style of the Ioniq 5, You will get longer range here because it's more aerodynamic, so that's a record-breaking range for any Hyundai or Kia because of the sedan and super aerodynamic shape of this car. So if you're you want to have the longest possible range, this is the one. In fact, in the summer, if we can get our hands on this same exact car, you know, the long range rear-wheel drive Ioniq 6, we will attempt for you a non-stop trip from Toronto to Montreal. And what we'll do basically is we'll limit our speed to between 100 and 110 in order to arrive non-stop. We'll probably top up at the Electrify Canada in Scarborough, and then we'll try and reach the fast charging station on the outskirts of Montreal along the 401. So we'll definitely do it again. If you have any questions about this or any other tests, please comment under this video. We'll be happy to respond to your questions. As usual, don't forget to press the subscribe button on our channel to be informed when the next video is up and loaded, and we'll have lots of videos coming your way. And again, thanks for watching. And as always, we have to mention that all these videos are sponsored by our real estate company, Condos and Castles Realty Inc. So go to www.condosandcastles.com to find out more about our company that brought you this and other videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next review.